राधा माधव कुंज विहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजना यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजना यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजना यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजना यामुनतीरवनचारी यामुनतीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सदश्री श्रीमद् शिलाविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 5, text number 17. Please repeat. Rohini cha Mahabhaga Nandagopa Vinandita Vyacharat Divya Vasa Srak Khantabharana Bhushita Rohini cha Mahabhaga Nandagopa Vinandita Vyacharat Divyavasasrak Kanthabharana Bhushita Rohini cha Mahabhaga Nandagopa Vinandita Vyacharat Divyavasasrak Kanthabharana Bhushita Rohini cha Mahabhaga Nandagopa Vinandita व्यचरद्दिव्यवासस्रक् खण्डाभरणभूषिता रोहिणी च महाभागा नन्दगोपाविनन्दिता व्यचरद्दिव्यवासस्रक् कण्ठाभरणभूषिता रोहिणी च महाभागा नन्दगोपाविनन्दिता कण्ठाभरणभूषिता रोहिणी च महाभागा नन्दगोपाविनन्दिता रोहिणी च महाभागा नन्दगोपाविनन्दिता दशरथदिव्यवासस्रक् कण्ठाभरणभूषिता. Mataris. Rohini, the mother of Baladeva, Cha, also Mahabhaga, the most fortunate mother of Baladeva, greatly fortunate because of having the opportunity to raise Krishna and Balarama together. Nanda Gopa Vinandita, being honored by Maharaj Nanda and Mother Yashoda. Yacharat was busy wandering here and there. Divya, beautiful, Vasa with a dress, Srak with a garland, Kanthabharana, and with an ornament covering the neck, Bhushita, decorated. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Founder Acharya, ISKCON and BPT. Translation: the most fortunate Rohini, the mother of Baladeva, was honored by Nanda Maharaja and Yashoda, and thus she also dressed gorgeously and decorated herself with a necklace, a garland, and other ornaments. She was busy wandering here and there to receive the women who were guests at the festival. Purport: Rohini, another wife of Vasudev's, was also kept under the care of Nanda Maharaja with her son Baladeva. Because her husband was imprisoned by Kamsa, she was not very happy, but on the occasion of Krishna Janmashtami Nandotsava, when Nanda Maharaja gave dresses and ornaments to others, he also gave gorgeous garments and ornaments to Rohini so that she could take part in the festival. Thus she was also very busy receiving the women who were guests. Because of her good fortune in being able to raise Krishna and Balarama together, she is described as Mahabhaga, greatly fortunate. Om Gyantimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukom karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkripātam maham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikasa Swamini Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswate Devin Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Rohini cha Mahabhaga Nanda Gopa Vinandita Vyasarat Divya Vasastak Kanthabharana Bhushita. Translation: The most fortunate Rohini, the mother of Baladeva, was honored by Nanda Maharaja and Yashoda, and thus she also dressed gorgeously and decorated herself with a necklace, a garland, and other ornaments. She was busy wandering here and there to receive the women who were guests at the festival. So, birthday party is going on, birthday celebration. So, in today's world, we see this is one major occasion. Karmis celebrating their birthdays. So, Karmis, so they also celebrate their birthdays in a very grandeur way, with so much pomp, so much money is pumped in the celebrations. So what's all about? It's like the father is in the jail, the grandfather is in the jail, and when the father sees his son is coming into jail, he's celebrating that. He's telling, you are keeping the legacy of your parampara by you also entering the jail. So how funny is this? So this is what is birthday celebration all about. Welcoming the conditioned jiva into the material world. Good morning. So it's meaningless. So nowadays, I think eggless cakes are more famous, apart from it being meaningless. And then the celebration is, what is that? Blowing of candles. Vedic celebration means lighting light, but here it means blowing of the light, which symbolically represents how ignorant is all about. And then the Uchishta, the Maha of the birthday celebrator, his air which he blown on the cake is distributed so that they can share his karma, and next time maybe you will not take birth or something, maybe some inner idea is there. So it's all crazy as usual, whatever happens in this world. And on contrary, we can see how birthdays are celebrated in Vedic life, Vedic world. So more than, it's not all about what I get. Today's children, when they get birthday, immediately their conception is, oh, so many gifts I will get. Everybody will glorify me. I'll be the center. Everybody will praise me. And if he is devotee, Hare Krishna to you. And then may Radha Rani bless you. So many strange things, devotees also, even when temple president's birthday is celebrated with cake cuttings. So all these things happen in so-called modern ISKCON. So this is very pathetic situation. So Vedic style, how we can see here Nanda Maharaj is celebrating the birthday of Krishna, is by doing charity, is by giving gifts, is by serving brahmanas, serving the elders, serving cows. The son is called from the play, and whole day they are busy, engaged in giving, doing charity, so that he gets purified. So this is how the tradition was there, not a self-centered tradition. Rather, it's a tradition, how can I serve? So this is how the birthday was celebrated, and that's what we are seeing here. So much of charity is being given to elders, brahmanas, cows, and the Vedic mantras, chantings. So this should be done. So of course, birth of Krishna is even different from ordinary jiva taking birth here. Krishna's birth is celebrated very grandly. Why? Because the unborn is born. So that's meant for celebration. One who never takes birth, he takes birth. So that can be celebrated. But then when a conditioned jiva who is taking so many births, And when he takes birth, why should be celebration? Rather, celebration should be there when a person who is taking so many births, he gets liberated. Maybe we can celebrate that, you know. So not coming back again. This is the last birth. Maybe we can celebrate his disappearance. Uh, so not the birth. Of course, we do. Vaishnavas, when they disappear, feast is given. So everything looks crazy. You know what? When we look at Karmi world, what they do is looks crazy, and when they look at us, they don't celebrate birthday, but disappearance they are celebrating. So of course we understand the meaning. So yes, we advise devotees, they want to celebrate birthdays. So we have a system that they can serve Vaishnavas by sponsoring prasadam. And more than thinking that on my birthday devotees should eat feast, so we suggested devotees that whenever you want to have your birthday celebration or wedding day celebration, the upcoming Vaishnava festival, find out the upcoming Vaishnava festival, and for Vaishnava festival you sponsor. So more than because of me, it is because of Krishna. At least you can dovetail that celebrating tendency by serving Vaishnavas on Vaishnava festivals. So in that way, it is a service, and then we get purified. So in that way you can celebrate. So here Nanda Maharaj, Nandotsav is going on, very grand celebration. And being ISKCON devotees, for us Nandotsav is even more special. Why? Because it's the appearance day of our dear spiritual master Srila Prabhupada. So Krishna learned from his father that on his birthday occasion his father took his all treasure out and gave away all valuable gifts. So Krishna also learned from his father and wanted to imitate. Okay, I also want to give gifts. So what is the best gift I have? Srila Prabhupada. So he gave us Srila Prabhupada. So to save all the conditioned souls, is the only savior of the Kali Yuga, where all of us are suffering so much. And then comes Srila Prabhupada to save us. So Krishna sent Srila Prabhupada, gave us this great gift, this greatest treasure, so that we can be happy. And then yesterday we were also seeing how this charity means Vedic style of charity, and then Gita also says Sattva, Rajo, Tamogun, 3 kinds of charities. And then Prabhupada explained about Daridra Narayan. So all these things. So this Daridra Narayan, so when I was first reading this term Daridra Narayan, I didn't know Ramakrishna's philosophy, so I was wondering. Later, of course, when we come to classes, we understand who spoke this and what it meant really. So whenever Prabhupada mentioned about Daridra Narayan, I was wondering who will understand, that what is this philosophy. Prabhupada directly criticized that. So I was wondering, so what people will understand. So immediately when we don't understand anything, something, what we take shelter of is Google. So I just put Google, and then immediately we go to Wikipedia, so Daridra Narayan, and then the whole concept is explained. And the last paragraph of the concept, it says, refutation. There was one staunch Vaishnava Acharya, ISKCON's founder, who was always against Daridra Narayan philosophy. Right there in Wikipedia. Even Wikipedia understood that we should not take shelter of this bogus philosophy. So love of Rohini. So here you can see she was addressed as Mahabhaga, the most fortunate. So in later verse also we will come across a famous shloka where Yashoda is glorified as Mahabhaga, Yashoda cha Mahabhaga. But Rohini is also Mahabhaga, Bhagavatam says. Why? Because she had the fortune to assist Yashoda in protecting, raising, taking care of Krishna and Balram together. Definitely Yashoda was topmost in Vatsalya Bhav, but next to that we can see Rohini was there, taking care of both Krishna and Balaram, having full love on both of them. And she was also Not only in Vrindavan pastimes, even the later pastimes, always she was with Krishna. In a purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions that the same purport where it said Yashoda Chamaga Mahabhaga. He said more than Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda was more fortunate. Why? Because she had more time. She spent more time with Krishna than Nanda Maharaj. So we can understand how Rohini is also fortunate that she could spend even more time. Uh, uh, and then uh, and then here you can see Krishna Lila. So many things are mysterious, as Krishna says that Rajavidya, Rajaguhyam, Pavitram Idamuttamam, Pratyaksha Dharmyam, Susukam Kartumaviyam. This is Rajaguhya, very secret, very mysterious Krishna Lila. Therefore, people misunderstand many things. So, the way how Rohini got pregnancy. So, all these things are mysterious. Here, Rohini is celebrating the event. Her husband is in the jail suffering and she is celebrating. So many things for karmis, they can understand. Krishna Leela, it's very mysterious. Avajananti, Mamuda, they criticize Krishna. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita says that Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati, only through bhakti. Otherwise, our acharyas give example of this honey bottle, licking the honey bottle without opening the lid. So, how all these things happened, how the pregnancy was shifted, how Balram took birth in Rohini, it's all mysterious. Nobody questioned anything, and there was confusions. So everything is mysterious. We can see in today's hospital sometimes the newly born child is missing. So that's because somebody steals. They take the newly born child, they sell to somebody, or what happens, the 1 year grown child or 2 years grown children, they are stolen from the platforms and they are used for begging. That's what is happening. These so-called mothers carrying children in the hot sun, in the signals, and using them as a tool to beg money. So many times it's found that they were all stolen children, unfortunately. So here it's not the case, obviously. So, but it's all mysterious. So only devotees can understand these things with the help of the Acharya's guidance. We can understand these pastimes. Otherwise, it's very difficult. So Vrindavan is full of such. So why Rohini is celebrating? It's for Krishna's pleasure. That's what we should understand. Everything is done for Krishna Arte Akila Jeshta. Everything is done for pleasing Krishna. When Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur explained this concept of Yukta Vairagya, Prapanchita Kataya Buddhya Hari Sambandhina Vastuna, false renunciation and Yukta Vairagya. He gave example just like a wife, when her husband dies, she renounces all her decorations, whatever she used to opulently enjoy, she renounces. Why? Everything she did for husband's pleasure. Now husband is no more, so everything is, the whole perspective changes. Rather, before husband dies, she decorates herself, she does everything, she cooks nicely, she performs all activities to please husband. And of course, husband pleases Guru, Guru pleases Krishna. It's all for Krishna's pleasure. So, but when husband dies, everything changes. So whether a devotee does for pleasure of Krishna or not, this is Yukta Vairagya. Sometimes in the name of Yukta Vairagya, we misunderstand so many things. Why? Because we are attached. Anashaktasya Vishayan Yataram Upayunjati Nirbandhe Krishna Samyangde Yukta Vairagya Uchate. First comes detachment and then Yukta Vairagya comes. Ashakta, Ashakti. First detachment. So in the name of Yukta Vairagya, when we are attached, what we do is so many unnecessary, unwanted things we invent. And then in the name of preaching, we breach, we spoil things. So whatever is done is for Krishna's pleasure. So here Rohini, you can see, although she was in such a uncomfortable situation, she did for the pleasure of Krishna. She wanted to celebrate Krishna's birthday. So that's how she was busy. So like this, so many things in Vrindavan. Guru Maharaj gave a lecture in Chennai many years ago. The title of the lecture is Amazing is Normal. in Vrindavan. So he started telling so many pastimes in Vrindavan, how everything is mysterious, everything is so amazing that it becomes so normal in Vrindavan. Every day, so many amazing pastimes, but everything is normal there. Nobody is going to ponder on all these questions. How Krishna killed this? Yes, they relish it, but not in a way that how Krishna could do or something like that. Everybody just took it for granted. Amazing was normal. So that is Vrindavan. Amazing is normal. But here in material world, suffering is normal. During COVID times, they coined this term, new normal. We all forgot. New normal. Anybody remember? New normal. What is this new normal means? Wearing mask, yes. New normal means it's polite way of saying that you live with this new suffering. That's called new normal. They're very good in coining terms. So new suffering is called new normal here. But in Vrindavan, new happiness is new normal, or we can call it old normal. Our old normal is living with Krishna, and every day is susukam kartum avyayam. Every day is blissful. But here, and we can see this definition of new normal always changes. One day, as the COVID intensity increased, decreased, all the time they were changing definition of this new normal. And it was so crazy. You could see, I remember there was one or two news during this situation that in one of the beaches in Europe somewhere during COVID time. So during summer it's common that people go there for sunbathing. So much crowd came. It was holiday and it was during COVID lockdown. Nevertheless, so much crowd came to beach, and everybody was naked, sleeping on the beach, taking sunbath. And police had to come say, at least wear mask. If not other inner garments, at least wear mask. So this is the news. And what other news was there? I remember that the cinema, the directors who were taking shootings, they had problem with shooting intimate scenes because distance should be maintained. 3 feet distance was there as a normal, new normal. So how to shoot intimate scenes? So they were trying to have meetings and discuss, SOP, standard operating procedure, how to make intimate scenes. And this is what is their discussion when new normal came. And it's all crazy. We understand how new crazy things are being invented in this world when Krishna is not in the center. And here, such a nice pastime. We are seeing this Vatsalya Bhav is being celebrated so much. Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, Rohini is serving Krishna with such a love. There was one crazy yogi, rather a yogi. So once he was lecturing on relationship between Yashoda and Krishna. So he said that Yashoda and Krishna had so much intimate love that in the maturity of Yashoda's love as a parental love, it got transformed as a lover. It's all crazy. And there was protest by some devotees, and he had to basically, what explanation he can give. All as usual, he was manipulating and playing around with his words. And it's more amazing to see how people foolishly follow such people. Amazing is normal, and this also is amazing. In spite of all these so-called gurus being so nonsense, so crazy, people follow. Amazing. This is also amazing. So this kind of amazing is normal here in this material world. And we are so fortunate that we have got shelter of Srila Prabhupada, that we are saved from all these bogus gurus, bogus ideas. We were given the Unadujjvala Rasa, the highest mellow of devotional service, even to the most fallen people like us, like me. So therefore, we should take this opportunity seriously and serve Krishna, serve Srila Prabhupada, understand the scriptures properly. So So many things become normal. In our recently, I was thinking myself that this late night chanting uh, is, we know that it is not good. We have to do finish our rounds as early as possible. So, but what happens when we do regularly? It becomes habit, and when it becomes habit, we think it's normal. We stop thinking that it is wrong, or it is not wrong, but it could be better. We stop thinking all these things, take it for granted. Not reading proper books, or but we have time for prajalpa. We have time for so many things, but we don't do our sadhana properly, our service properly. So when we do regularly, it becomes new normal for us. And then we stop thinking it's wrong, and we take it for granted. It's all correct. So 1 or 2 days, what happened? I finished my rounds surprisingly very early, and I slept, woke up a bit early, and then I chanted 16 rounds in the early morning. It was nice. After 20 years, one day you realize you can chant 16 rounds nicely in the morning. So it may take so many years, but for other devotees who are nice, we can see they are doing it every day, and they are happy in Krishna consciousness. Uh, so some very basic things sometimes we forget. We get carried away. We need other devotees' help to make us understand, man, what you are thinking as normal is not normal. So it's something else. So anyway, it's a side point. So, Vatsalya. Prabhupada said, even this material world, the love relationship between mother and son is kind of purest in the material world. So many relationships are there. Purest means everything has material tinge. Definitely, no doubt. But relatively, when you consider other relationships, this looks apparently more pure. And we can see in all these so-called motivational speakers, or we can say rather emotional speakers. Once we were in one college doing our program. Just before our program, there was a scheduled motivational speaker giving some half-an-hour talk, and it was so crazy that he comes and speaks, and most of his speak was about love of mother, how mother struggled all throughout of her life for the welfare of the children. And with the background music, the cinema songs, there are some cinema songs with mother's sentimental love. So that music goes in the background, and he further adds to the emotional bhava. And then we can see, close your eyes, and then he starts saying how your mother struggled. Your father, after drinking in Tasmak, he came and bet your mother, and she tolerated everything. She struggled so much, and this and that, this and that. And then, we don't cry, and then everybody starts crying. All drama happens. So when we can see, even material world, we are emotionally attached to this kind of relationship. So imagine what kind of pure relationship Krishna and Yashoda would have having, or Rohini and Krishna and Balaram will have. A million times more intense than what we could have and experience and understand here. And how much higher happiness and higher suffering also. They were so attached to Krishna and Balaram, and Krishna left Yashoda. Almost 80 years, Krishna didn't come back. How much suffering? Of course, we understand it's all love and separation, and so nevertheless, we can see it's such a very pure love. But this kind of pure love is also having selfishness. As I told, when we brahmacharis join temple, uh, the first day of drama is immediately mother is in hospital. So why? She cannot live without her son. But if her son is in America earning dollars, then she can live. No problem. But she cannot. I cannot live without son. But if there is that what is that missing link, Gandhi's photo. If that missing link is established clearly, so then there is no issues. She can be away from her son. Anyway, no WhatsApp video call is there. Everything is free now. What's the difficulty? They have different philosophy. So it's all investment. I'm upbringing him with so much difficulty. Now he should take care of me. That's the whole idea. So it's all tinged with. But nowadays we can see the old age homes are increasing. Why? Because children are not nourished also with motherly love properly. Uh, Many reasons are there. Sometimes maybe they are busy uh, earning money so that son can study in that pre KG, kindergarten, lower kindergarten, and pre lower kindergarten, pre lower kindergarten. So mother is working so that they can pay fees for the nurse. Father is busy or they are in the hostel because they want more marks. So you can see the motherly affection is not shown to them. Uh, uh, or you can see nowadays, they give the smartphone to children, and either they sleep or they are also tired. So all these ways you can see, and most probably uh, soon you can expect Chat GPT, mother version, Google, whatever, any problem they get, the mother kicked her mother out to the old age home. So now she is having some problem. The child is crying. What to do? Grandmother is not there. This party Vaidyam they call grandmother remedies. So there's a website called Party Vaidya because party is not there. So you need a website which shares all these remedies. So and then artificial intelligence. Most probably a robot will come. So mother will design it. All mothers will buy, and ChatGPT version point 3 will take care of children. Whenever children cry, it will give solution. Hopefully. So unfortunate. So, but Krishna was very fortunate, and Yashoda was more fortunate. Rohini was more fortunate. Uh, Krishna is called as Akila Rasamrita Murti. All resource, all mellows, varieties of relationships. Whereas other forms exhibit these varieties less. Ram Leela, we don't see. Bhalya Leela, we don't hear much. There is nothing much because he's very obedient son. So there is no much of fun. So there is no much pastimes. Very little pastimes are there. So Narsimhadev, absolutely nil. So who is the parent of Narsimhadev? What is their name? N47, N48. We write on the pillars some number. So that's the parent's name. Means it's coming from where is the Vatsalya Bhav? We can't imagine Narsimhadev ears are pulled by mother. It's called Rasabas. Doesn't work. Incompatibility. So here, when went to Lord Balaji temple in Tirumala, so as soon as you come out of the main shrine after taking Lord Balaji's darshan, as soon as you come out, you can see the pottu they call the deity kitchen. So during cooking time it's open. So those who know, they can have opportunity to go inside, not enter the kitchen, but there is a common room which connects the pathway in the kitchen. So you can enter in that kitchen. So where there is a deity of Vakula Devi, she is mother of Lord Balaji. So her deity is there, and she is supervising the kitchen. So and of course the Puranas, they say that she is the incarnation of Yashoda. And there were some pastimes, of course, with Lord Balaji in Vatsalya Rasa. So, but then prominent is Krishna's pastime. So Rohini, so much fortune there. How? Krita Punya Punja. So they have accumulated these pious activities after, in relation to Gopas, it is said, Krita Punya Punja, millions of lifetimes they have accumulated so much punya that they had the opportunity to play with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And here Nanda and Maharaj, Yashoda and Rohini is taking care of Supreme Personality of Godhead, scolding him, beating him, feeding him. Such an amazing exchange of pastimes. And this fortune, how they got? Because of their sacrifice. It's not so easy. We can understand from Devaki and Vasudev, it's not so easy to beget Krishna. 6 children right in front of their eyes was killed. They have to tolerate all these sufferings. They have to get purified. Of course, they are always eternal devotees. But what we can derive from these pastimes is, Prabhupada said, Krishna consciousness has to be kindled from our heart. So if Krishna had to appear in our heart, we should sacrifice like that of Devaki and Vasudeva. And we can see how much of years of tapasya they underwent. Dronadhara, or for that matter, or Vrishni, Sutapa, all these. Anyway, all these great devotees have sacrificed completely for Krishna's pleasure. It's not so easy for Krishna to appear in our heart. This kind of sacrifice, selfless service attitude is required to develop, to get that fortune. We can't get it so easily. What was the first service as soon as Krishna took birth? What was the first service he gave to his father? Now Yamuna is overflowed, now you cross Yamuna. First service. Not only that, of course, the shackles has to be broken, he has to pass all these things, such a tough service. So it's not so easy. So that kind of, we don't get such services, but yes, we also have some austerities in our services, difficulties. So if we take up these austerities sincerely and endure in Krishna consciousness, so then yes, it's possible. So it's possible, maybe with the blessings of Krishna and Acharyas. So we may one day, Krishna may appear in our heart. So I'll just read this purport. Yashoda cha Mahabhaga purport, 2 statements. It's very amazing statements. What kind of pious activities did they perform in their past lives by which they achieved such a stage of perfection? Of course, Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda are accepted as the father and mother of Krishna. Yet Mother Yashoda was more fortunate than Nanda Maharaj, Krishna's father, because Nanda Maharaj was sometimes separated from Krishna, whereas Yashoda, Krishna's mother, was not separated from Krishna at any moment. From Krishna's babyhood to his childhood, and from his childhood to his youth, Mother Yashoda was always in association with Krishna. Even when Krishna was grown up, he would go to Vrindavan and sit on the lap of Mother Yashoda. Therefore, there is no comparison to the fortune of Mother Yashoda, and Parikshit Maharaj naturally inquired, Yashoda cha Mahabhaga. So when I was small, there was one Krishna Leela serial going on, pre-Krishna conscious time. We used to see Mahabharata, all these things. So this Yashoda's character was very much, I was admiring her sacrifice, her love, because Radha Krishna pastimes anyway we cannot understand. That kind of sacrifice is anyway not portrayed properly. So what at best we could appreciate is this Yashoda's love, so much emotional, everything. When he left Krishna, when Krishna left Mother Yashoda, it was such a suffering, such an intense, love was exhibited in the channels. So when I was reading Bhagavatam, I was thinking about these stories. So when I came to the pastime of Akrura taking Krishna and then Yashoda is suffering, all those things. So nothing much is been explained there. In TV so much it's been shown, so much suffering, so much searching, she's expecting Krishna to come, Nanda Maharaj goes, come, all this, so much. Of course masalas will be there, but here not so much of that part is elaborated in Bhagavatam. So I was thinking why. So once I was reading one of the Acharya's commentary, so then there was one statement which explained why it is so. So Acharya explained that because Sukadeva Goswami was in the mood of gopis, so he could not much explain this part of Yashoda's separation. So he was fully explaining separation of gopis. So anyway, all these subject matters are very high, so we have to give up our attachments. So just that I want to read one purport also from Chaitanya Charitamrita before finishing this class. So 4th chapter from Adi Leela, 35th purport. One who has not been attracted by the transcendental beauty of rasa will certainly be dragged down into material attraction. Thus, to act in material contamination and progress to the darkest region of hellish life. But by understanding the conjugal love of Radha and Krishna, one is freed from the grip of attraction to material so called love between man and woman. Similarly, one who understands the pure parental love of Nanda and Yashoda for Krishna will be saved from being dragged into material parental affection. Interesting point. And like that, Prabhupada went on explaining, if you want to come out of material friendship, then you understand Krishna's love to Gopas and Arjuna and other things, and then etc. etc. So let's take shelter and try to follow the footsteps of these great devotees by trying to do some service and following our sadhana strictly. So Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Any questions, any comments, any mistakes? ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय।